Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. So today we come in with something different, more technical, a lot more technical than we used to do before, which is called SQL Injection. If you are someone that is trying to learn ethical hacking, cybersecurity, or coding, or etc., and is struggling with SQL Injection, for example, that's the topic we're gonna be approaching today, this video is for you. By the end of this video, you're gonna learn about SQL Injection, you're gonna understand how it works, and you're gonna learn how to mitigate, how to fix issues on your applications to make it stronger, to make your applications not vulnerable to this attack. A quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purpose only. We don't do anything stupid, we don't teach bad things, we don't teach bad hacking, we teach ethical hacking. We are always under the law, obeying the law. We don't do anything to break the law. And please don't do anything stupid. Let's go for the exercise now. So today we're gonna be using Secure Flag. Secure Flag is a company based in London, and they have this learning platform, which is so complex and complete. There's a lot of stuff here, especially the feature that managers can customize the trainings and then bring this training to his team, hence build a more stronger application and a more stronger company as well. Company is made of people. If the people is aware of the risks, the company will be stronger. The company will be way safer comparing to others. So this platform has loads of stuff, of resources, labs, learning path as well, tournaments that keep everyone engaged, and achievement metrics, which is amazing to know how the team is developing and progressing, and threat combos, which is an amazing resource to understand the difference, all the different attacks related to each resource of an application or a server or a whole system. I really recommend this company. So today's exercise is gonna be about SQL Injection aim block. We're gonna run the lab here. It says run again because I've done already before a few times. Launch it and wait about 5 seconds. There we go. It was less than 5 seconds though. So on the left hand side you have all the instructions for the exercise. And here you have the IDE, which is the code editor. And the first instruction is to start the application. You start the application, wait a few seconds, and there you go. That's the application. That's the block. That's the vulnerable block. What are the points that makes it vulnerable and how hackers can attack it? So if you read through the instructions, I'm not gonna read now because I already know that. But we're gonna go straight to the web application. We're gonna navigate through the pages. As we can see, pages are working. And also notice here on the address that you can navigate as well through the application by changing the address, right? Okay, that's the first sign a hacker would look for. You can see that some websites doesn't show this address here, would show something like this, or ph something. That's a very safe way as well to program and to avoid those vulnerabilities. So another thing a hacker will do, he'll try to break this code here, this address, to understand how the code is written. One way of breaking it is typing -1 at the end, because that's literally typing something out of the coding. So there we go. Perfect. Code is broken. We go back to the page, go to the exercise. And if you don't know how to inject the code or the SQL injection code, if you have no idea about that, I'm gonna I'm gonna leave in the comments down below a website that helps you to copy and paste those commands. So what we can do here, so the exercise, the goal of this exercise is to find for the version of the database. Okay, in this case we're gonna copy this address here, click hint, and we're gonna paste here. There we go. That's the version of the database. As I said before, if the hacker knows the version of the database, they can go to the CVEs, find for a specific vulnerability related to this version of the blog, and exploit from there. Use Metasploit, exploit the application, and have access to whatever they're looking for. So you see, something very simple, but at the same time very useful. And SQL injection is one of the oldest vulnerabilities since the beginning of the web, and is still around. And impressive, isn't it? So many companies, so many programmers, they just don't look for it and don't fix it. So the next one, the exercise will take us to understand or remediate the problem, to fix the problem. So the exercise tells us, the instructions tells us to go to blog, to the folder blog. So this is inside the application. That's the back end, as they call. This is the front end. So front end here, back end here. We go to the folder blog. All those instructions are here. You can read it. You go to the folder views, and the instruction tells us to find for the post detail over here. And this is the vulnerable part. You don't have to understand, but at least you have to not understand coding, but understand why this is vulnerable. So technically, this is the vulnerable part. ID is the information that the client would inject. I like to compare, or I like to use an analogy for this exercise. Imagine you have two securities. One knows what to do, another one doesn't know what to do. For the first one, the guest approaches him and says, my name is John, I want to have access to the party or something. He says, no, sorry John, you're not able to because your name is not in the guest list. For the other one, on the other hand, the guest approaches him, and then the security says, so what's your whatever? Oh, I don't know what you mean, the guest says, but I want a burger. Okay, you can have access to the party. It's a very simple analogy, very silly analogy, but that's just to show you how it works. If the security knows what to ask, that's gonna work. If it doesn't, it doesn't work. So what do I mean by that? If you go here to the exercise again, this is a security that doesn't know what to ask. Hence, if the client says, I want a burger, yeah, okay, have access to it. Why? Because this doesn't limit what the client is able to say. In the analogy, they should say the name. Do you understand? Are you following me? So the security has to know what to ask or what information to receive. Same thing here. The code has to limit the informations it will receive from the guest. So if you go to the exercise again, we're gonna use the hint. Copy this code here, and then you replace here and rerun the application. By running again, you're gonna see that the website won't be vulnerable again. But what I want to do now, I don't want to use this one here, this example here. I want to use something different. Why did I do that? Because the exercise gave us a language that is called Django. Django is way safer than Python. Django limits what, as we were talking about before about security, it's gonna limit what the DGAS is able to say automatically by nature, whereas Python is a bit more open. However, if your code is in Python, you don't want to change the code, you want to keep everything in Python, you can keep the whole thing. You can keep the whole thing and change only this bit. Why? This bit is still using Django syntax, which will stop the client from typing anything that is not what he's supposed to input. For example, SQL injection code. Do you remember what we injected before on the application? Let's go back there. Let's go back here. So you see -1 union select 5 blah blah blah. It's not what supposed to be here, which is detail and the page, right? So if the code understands that, which this bit in Django understand that, the vulnerability is fixed. You see, again, something very, very simple that could save money, that could save lives, that could save someone from a massive damage. Okay, I found the problem. See, one single. That's why consistency in the coding is so important. I was using double quotes here and it wasn't working. You can see the error here at the end, and there was a mistake. It's a single quote. Why? Because at the beginning of the line we have a single quote, single quote. Okay, everything seems clear. We run the application again. Perfect. It's running. Go back to the application. We go to the hint. Copy the hint. Paste. Ta-da! Now instead of having a version of the application, the supposedly hacker only receives a error screen, which is safer. He doesn't get any important information here. It's just error. Not vulnerable anymore. So this is the SQL injection exercise made through Secure Flag, which is a company based in London, and they are like try hack me, hack the box, and something very interesting about this company is that you can customize the exercise because every company is different, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and today we learned about SQL injections, attack, we learned about Python coding a bit, Django, and how to fix a vulnerability. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're gonna do more of those videos later on, and don't forget to follow us on those channels here, because daily I post tips, tricks, and hints, a lot of information as well, sometimes news as well, because we have to be updated nowadays in this crazy world that changes constantly. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and please don't forget to subscribe on the channel because I really need your support, guys. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one. Bye.